Welcome to the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Sunday, September 15th. Today we will continue to have windy conditions as an area of low pressure drops south into California. This will push a cold front through the area, but we will have stronger winds today across much of Nevada into western Utah, and also some spotty showers or thunderstorms anywhere from northeast Nevada up into southern Idaho and across Utah. As we move into Monday and Tuesday, this is where more significant changes occur as the area of low pressure slowly moves to the east, and we will see precipitation developing overnight tonight into tomorrow morning in western Nevada, and it will be certainly more widespread, steady rain as opposed to spotty showers. So we will see that precipitation increase through the day, and then we will see precipitation a little bit more spotty in the form of showers and thunderstorms develop across much of Idaho, Wyoming, and into the northern and eastern half of the Great Basin. We still will have some windy and dry conditions over southern Nevada into parts of west central Utah tomorrow, and these winds actually might be a little bit stronger than what we'll see today, but we will have some moisture moving in. By Tuesday, we will see the precipitation continue to track further north and east, really Monday night into Tuesday, and then we will see more widespread wetting rains over the northern half of the Great Basin. Over the last 24 hours, just a few spotty thunderstorms and showers across the Great Basin, certainly nothing significant. And yesterday we had light initial attack with 9 fires for just over 15 acres. But we still continue to have growth on our large fires, but certainly not as much as in recent days. Over the last 7 to 14 days, the only moisture really has been up over parts of central Idaho, and this precipitation has been above normal for the time of year. Otherwise, much drier conditions continue across the rest of the Great Basin. ERC percentile map shows still critical ERCs over western areas of Nevada, over the 97th percentile, and then over the northern half of the area, and really much of Nevada, we are seeing areas above the 80th or 90th percentile. However, we will see these conditions change rapidly in the coming days. So currently our ERCs, where some of our large fires are up in central Idaho, ERCs are really near normal, but you can see from the forecast they will be dropping dramatically as that moisture moves in. Similarly, over western Nevada and the Sierra Front, our ERCs are still very high, but again, will be dropping significantly. The satellite image from this morning shows that trough of low pressure dropping south along the west coast, and it is this trough that will cause our windy conditions over the next day or two, and then the moisture and significant drop in temperatures. Today, our smoke forecast, we're still seeing some smoke drift across the area from California wildfires, but that will be decreasing more into Monday and Tuesday. Looking at today, again, you can see as the day goes on, that trough will continue dropping further south. We'll see moisture increasing, but mostly over eastern Oregon and northwest Nevada, but those winds will really increase, so we do have widespread areas of high risk for these gusty winds and lower relative humidity. Otherwise, still more moderated fire potential in the north and east. Looking at relative humidity today, it won't be super low across Nevada, but we will see those RHs in the mid-teens across many areas that coincide with these gustier south winds. So again, we will see those wind gusts anywhere from 30 to 40 miles per hour with, again, more marginal RH. Looking at temperatures today, we will see temperatures near seasonal normals or maybe just a little bit below, kind of highs near 80 degrees in many valley locations, a little bit warmer in Utah and in the far south. And you can see our moisture today, we will see still spotty precipitation with showers and thunderstorms. However, as we move into tonight and Monday, this is where the low really starts to move over the Great Basin, and that moisture starts to wrap around the low, so we will have more widespread rainfall, especially over western and northern areas of Nevada, and it will spread north eventually into Idaho. So you can see how our significant fire potential really decreases in areas where we have our large fires. So definitely very good news for northern and western sides of the Great Basin. Still some gustier winds and dry conditions over far southern areas of the Great Basin. Those winds will extend into Utah, but we will see a little bit higher RH in many of those areas. So just a small area of high risk for Monday. Looking at our relative humidity as that moisture moves in, these are minimum relative humidities of between 40 and 60% across much of Idaho and the northern 2/3 of Nevada. So definitely a significant change from what we've been seeing. You can see the drier conditions are really confined to southern Nevada. There are a few spotty areas in west central Utah where the relative humidity will drop probably into the mid to upper teens. You can see from the winds, still strong southerly winds across much of Utah into southern and eastern Nevada. So even though RH will be a little will be higher in many of those areas with the stronger winds. Definitely something to pay attention to, but just not quite enough for high risk in some of these areas. And then temperatures really start to drop on Monday, especially over western areas of the Great Basin. We'll see about a 10 to 15 degree drop in temperatures in western Nevada. And you can see from the moisture, very significant areas of moisture, especially across Nevada. Not quite as much up in Idaho, but we'll definitely start getting into some of that rainfall with wetting rains. But some of these areas in Nevada are showing amounts over an inch or over an inch and a quarter. Some might be a little bit overdone, but we are, again, expecting widespread, more long duration, steady rainfall. As we move into Tuesday, this trough continues to swing east, but we do have another area of low pressure dropping south. So we'll continue that moisture and continuing to decrease that significant fire potential in all areas with the exception of the far south. You can see the relative humidity remains high over the northern half to 2/3 of the Great Basin. And we will still have some gusty winds as the system exits and as the next system moves in, but with those higher humidities and the precipitation, we're certainly not going to be issuing any high risk for those winds. Temperatures continue to drop. We'll see highs in the 50s and 60s in many valley locations over the northern half of the Great Basin. And then that moisture, you can see the probability of precipitation here just really blanketing the northern and western half of the area, affecting all of our large fires. So certainly something to consider will be the increase in precipitation, how that moisture affects those certain regions, the potential of any flash flooding, also high elevation snowfall, so much colder temperatures, so significant change for our crews on the ground. Then the 3-day precipitation, you can see these moisture totals. These are all any of this area in blue or brighter blue is really over an inch, some areas over an inch and a half over the next couple of days. And then as we move into Wednesday, that next trough continues to push south across the Great Basin. So another day of wetting rains for many areas of the Great Basin on Wednesday, keeping that fire potential low. Then the system starts to track further south and east as we go into Thursday, and Friday finally starts to exit the Great Basin with drier air moving in. But again, widespread drop in significant fire potential across the Great Basin to low. And on Saturday, we could have a few spotty showers in the north, but again, we will have had significant moisture by then. Here's a 7-day total precipitation taking into account that next round of wetting rains on Wednesday. So now we're starting to see a few of the purples pop up on the 7-day total precip, which would be over an inch and a half, maybe even an inch and 3/4. So again, just significant widespread wetting rains. And as much as that will help us with our fire potential and certainly see a significant drop, the rainfall and any high elevation snowfall certainly does bring some new issues to where we have our large fires. The 8 to 14-day outlook shows warmer and drier conditions. And that concludes our webcast for today. Check back tomorrow for the latest updates.